What's going on, guys? It's Gendo here. Hope you're having a good day and welcome back to another edition of the Great Chicago Fire. If you are continuing to enjoy the series, do go and hit that like button. Now on the docket for today, we have LA Galaxy and a revenge match versus DC United for what they did to us in the Cup. But before we get into those two matches, let's go over how we fared in the league thus far. And as you can see, over these last 5 matches, 3 wins, a draw, and a loss. And to be quite honest with you, it could have been more points than that, and I'll show you why. 4-3 loss to New York Red Bulls. However, we were sitting pretty after 35 minutes. We were 3-0 up on them. And then in rapid succession, 37th minute, Gonzalo Varone goal. 38th minute, Mezquita goal. 39th minute, Matt Polster red card, which saw us down to 10 men for the rest of the match. But that's okay, because the formation that I had did stifle the Red Bulls up until they scored 2 goals in the second half and took all 3 points on the day. I was absolutely fuming. Something I've never seen done before, but it happened today, and basically we got robbed of 3 points. And then the other match where we possibly could have come away with all 3 points, though it was under shaky pretenses. We ended in a 1-1 draw versus Orlando City, and nobody scored until the 88th minute. Michael DeLue coming off the bench and scoring a goal for us. But then just 2 minutes later, almost as if FM predicted that this was going to be a draw from the off, Kaká scores in the 90th minute. But outside of that, 3 solid wins versus New England, Real Salt Lake, Montreal Impact, and 10 points through 5 matches isn't all that bad. And it doesn't hurt so much that we're now sitting near the top in both the conference and the Supporters' Shield. There has been a bit of a power switch halfway through the season. Now all the Western Conference teams are starting to hit a little bit of a stumbling block, and the top 5 are now predominantly Eastern Conference teams. Toronto FC leading both the conference and the Supporters' Shield, and we're sitting right behind them in second. Also important to note, we have 2 matches in hand on Toronto, so we could feasibly get up ahead of Toronto in these next couple of matches. So for those of you who actually were curious, yes, I did manage the MLS All-Stars. I'm still trying to figure out how exactly that criteria went down, because that would have to have been voted on by either the players or the fans or the MLS itself. I have no idea. But we took on Stoke City and we beat them by the score of 4-2 on penalties. Drew Moore getting us off to a great start in the 10th minute, leading Stoke, dominating Stoke for the majority of the match. But then with 9 minutes to go, Jonathan Walters putting a rain on our parade, sending it to extra time, nothing after that. And then the penalty shootout was as followed. David Villa and Doli Iraola, Michael Bradley, and Tranquillo Barnetta on our side, getting us those goals. Bojan and Shenton on Stoke netting their penalties, but Peter Crouch and Marko Arnautovic smacking it directly into Sean Johnson both times. He guessed correctly on both times, and he was able to give the MLS All-Stars the win. I'm pretty sure that on the flight back to Stoke, a lot of people weren't happy, but on my side, I was absolutely ecstatic. Also ecstatic that it was very nice to manage somebody like Michael Bradley, or David Villa, or Frank Lampard, or Pirlo. No new dealings to go over, so let's just get right into it. The first match versus LA Galaxy, the lineups as follows: Johnson in net, Ramos, Opara, Kapelhoff, Vincent backline, Tiam, Diskerud, Kokish, the 3 midfielders, Akam, Molino, and Dimitar Berbatov sitting up front. He has been a very surprising addition. He was a very slow starting striker, but now that he's banging him in on a regular basis, hopefully he will continue that through to the end of the season. DeLue is doing very well coming off the bench as a super sub. He has scored 2 goals in the 3 matches on his return, so I'm looking for him to be more of a producer late. But as of right now, Berbatov up front, and let's go get some goals. Let's go get some wins versus the Galaxy. 3 minutes on, and already we're laying into the Galaxy. Already have taken a shot, and could get another one here. Ball through, but David Akam smacks it directly at the goalkeeper, and it's cleared away. Good movement early. 28 minutes on, though, we have had several chances at goals. LA Galaxy getting on the board first, 29 minutes on. How have we not broken through yet? It's got to be a combination of us not taking our chances with the amount of possession we have. We have had 63% of the ball. 7 shots, but not a lot on target. Corner kick for us on the other end. Berbatov, there we go. Kokish to Berbatov, who heads it into the back of the net, and we get ourselves the equalizer. It's his 14th goal in the season. Let's take a look at that in the 3-dimensional replay. Like I said, Kokish to Berbatov, who rises the highest. You had Jossie Sardes there and Robbie Rogers, who could have done something about it, but they just didn't jump. Ball coming inside. Molino. Berbatov is the producer this time. He's the assister, gives it into Kevin Molino, who then breaks the deadlock. 3 minutes from halftime. It's 2-1 to the Fire. Let's take a look at this. Off of a throw-in, Berbatov out wide. I don't know if he's known for being a sister. I don't know if he's got either good crossing or passing, but either way, he sets up Molino, strikes into the back of the net, and just like that, it sees us through to halftime, now leading when everything leading up to that just looked very bleak. Like I said, we were getting all the possession, we were getting all the shots, but nothing was going through. And now we scored 2 goals and have that goal advantage. I feel like we're in the driver's seat. We're just not going to keep off that gas. Let's go, boys. Also, fun fact, LA Galaxy have 2 former Fire players, Jeff Florenowitz and Mike McGee. Corner kick for us, Kokish, just 3 minutes into this half. Opara tried to get it all the way through, but in the end, not happening. Oh, this has been a very horrible clearance as the ball is given right back to the Galaxy, and they could hit us now on an attack. Dos Santos slips it through to Jazzy Zardes to Sebastian Lletget, and they equalize it right back up. What was the defense doing? And this is what led through, and Jazzy Zardes has a lot of pace to him. That ball was actually tackled by Ramos, who gives it to Lletget, because you see that happen all too often in Football Manager 2. 57 minutes gone now. Ball through Molino, Kokish, some great 1-2 play. If we can just break through that line, Akam, get it out to the wing. Rodrigo Ramos crosses it to Berbatov, can't break it through. I mean, we're getting the right idea. We're crossing it in. It was what we should be doing. Ramos, still not getting it on the... 14 minutes left to go. Akam inside the mix. If we just find an open spot, Kokish hits it off the bar. 6 minutes left to go. Kokish through to Berbatov. Out wide to Molino. He just needs some red shirts bombing forward. Berbatov does exactly that. Takes a shot from about 15 yards out. Breaks the deadlock late. It's 3-2 to the Fire. Let's take a look at that in the 3-dimensional replay because that was set up pretty nicely. The shot was probably well executed too. Good cross in from Molino to Berbatov. One-on-one with the keeper, really. No defender in sight. No defender within 3 yards of him, so why not take a crack? Molino cutting inside. If you just find some red shirts in the box, you probably could get a go-ahead goal. But it was cleared away as time expired, and just like that, we crawl away with all 3 points against LA Galaxy. 3-2 the final. Level on points with Toronto, but because of we haven't played them often, we played less matches, and we have more wins, we get to the top of the table, top of the Supporter Shield. So I know some of you are wondering what exactly the purpose is of trying to win all of these competitions, your conference, the Supporter Shield, and the MLS Cup. Well, this is the significance. If you win the MLS Cup, the playoff system, you get automatic inclusion to the Champions League. If you win the Supporter Shield, automatic inclusion to the Champions League. If you win the West or the East, automatic inclusion to the Champions League. So, because of that, that's 4 inclusions from the MLS. The 5th is Canadians only. The Canadian teams go after the Canadian Championship, and that winning that is inclusion into the CONCACAF Champions League. And that's the only way that the Canadian teams could make it into the CONCACAF Champions League, which means that if they win the Supporter Shield or they win a conference, they have to forfeit that allotted slot for the CONCACAF Champions League. That gets moved down to the next team then. All right, second match of the day, and we're traveling to the nation's capital to play at RFK Stadium versus DC United. And this is the lineup, a little bit of a tweak. A little bit of a tactical tweak. We're not having Rodrigo Ramos at right back. It's Michael Harrington going there. David Akam and Arturo Alvarez will be the wingers. And Luis Solignac is going to be the striker up front. Yes, not Michael Deleu, not Berbatov because he's not fit. Luis Solignac, which may be a little bit of a controversial addition, but like I keep saying, at least I have the option off the bench that I can bring in Michael Deleu. Through to Arturo Alvarez, takes a shot, but it's saved away. Maybe it was the change in personnel, because there's not really a lot going on. Up until right now, there wasn't a lot going on. But now we got DC United coming through. Kennedy Igboananike taking a shot, but Sean Johnson right there to make a save. 3 minutes and change left to go in this half. Here we come again. Kokish to Akam to Solignac. Back out to Akam. What a laser beam! Not a lot going in this half, and I think it's because of, it's a multitude of things. The forwards that we have going on just aren't producing. The midfielders are starting to get extremely tired, having played a game 3 days before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch Akam and Alvarez, swap out Alvarez for Kevin Molino, and that's going to be my only sub. 56 minutes gone, throw-in on our side, deep in their area. We just still can't break through the line. Harrington, the defender, the right back, finds the ball, and slots it into the far post. It's Fire 1, DC United 0. Let's take a look at that in a 3D replay. 57 minutes gone, and Soloniak trying to find a calm. Kokish picks it up, lays it out to Harrington, who's wide open. Defender doesn't usually come this far up, but on this day he does, and is able to give us the lead. Corner kick for DC with 19 minutes left. The ball's coming inside. That bounces off of Kali Tiam. It's going to be an own goal. Oh, no way. No way, boys. Let's take a look at this again. It was a corner kick. It was a really short angle shot. A calm toe pokes it away. That should never be a goal. There really has not been anything since that goal. Since that equalizing goal by DC United. It's just been a whole lot of nothing. Back and forth, and just like that, the time is called, and it ends in a draw. There is no revenge on this day, as it ends up being a point apiece. That should not have been a goal. But at least we can take the positives that we're still top of the table at the end of the day. So there are not a lot of matches left in this season, just 9 to go. But of course we need to live com the very end. So we need to split the matches in half. And I'd say we should come back versus NYCFC and Seattle, two real life good teams who are kind of struggling in this game. So we'll try and do the best we can versus them, and then in the next episode after that, New England and Toronto FC to close it out and to see if we have... Keep hitting the desk. And to see if we come back and win the conference, see if we actually win the Supporters' Shield to get that automatic CONCACAF qualifying spot. That's how it's going to be laid out. Next episode... I lost what I was going to say. New York City and Seattle, next episode. So until that time, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching, of course. If you liked what you saw, go and hit that like button. Lets me know that you're still interested in the series. And of course, if you're new to the series and the channel in general, hit that subscribe button. Any comments, suggestions, questions, anything else at all, please leave in the comment box below. But of course, as always, guys, this is Gendo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and peace out.